Hopefully the Padres will win.
All right, I will call this meeting to order, and I want to welcome all the members of the public who are with us today and all of my colleagues who joined us. And I now want to start by leading us in the pledge. Excellent. Okay. I will move on to trustee reports and comments. I'll start with trustee LaChapa. All right, trustee Wiseman.
I really don't have anything to report. I just hope all the teachers and staff that are getting some time off this summer are enjoying their time and regenerating their energy so that they'll be ready to start a great school year next year. That's it.
Great. All right, thank you. Okay, for me, I don't have tons to report other than the fact that the legislature passed and the governor signed the budget, which has some very interesting impacts for our schools in our state. So I'm interested to hear how it impacts us at some point from Lisa. And I love seeing on Facebook all of our staff who are out vacationing and having fun on their summer. So it's nice to see it. All right. I will now move to members of the public, if there are any present. No comments. Okay.
There's some kind of reverberation.
I can just mute. Mine is. Oh. Was it the podium? Oh. But if I talk, you can hear it. Okay. All right, we figured that out. Sorry, members of the public, for that. Okay. We will now move to a public hearing pursuant to Government Code 3547A regarding the initial bargaining proposal from the Lakeside Teachers Association to the Lakeside School District for the 2022-23 school year, so that negotiations may commence. Is there any comments? Nope. Okay, great. Okay, number 2, approval is requested of a side letter of agreement with the Lakeside Teachers Association regarding the impacts of the Universal TK program. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. Okay, now we move to items of business. I need a motion to designate consent agenda items. So do I have a motion to designate the items to the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion to designate the consent items
Do
to
I have
the
a
agenda.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, is there any item you would like to pull? Okay, Then I'd like to entertain a motion to approve all items on the consent agenda.
So moved that we approve all the items on the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Great. So now we move on to our discussion items. The first reading of the AR 5125 student records. Any comments or edits that you'd like to make? Okay. It'll come back to us. First reading of AR 5145.3, non-discrimination and harassment. Any edits or questions for staff? Okay. That'll come back as well. The first reading for board policy and administrative regulation 6158 on independent study. Any comments?
No.
All right, that'll come back as well. And a first reading for board policy and administrative regulation 6164.5 student success teams. Nothing?
No.
Nothing? Okay. And lastly, a first reading on board policy and administrative regulation 6170.1 transitional kindergarten. Any thoughts, questions, comments? Hearing none, that'll come back.
What's enrollment look like?
And our reports to the board from our labor partners, are any present?
Neither are staff.
Do we know if either are going to zoom in a moment?
No, Carrie for sure, no.
Okay. All right, then moving to our district superintendents, Lisa Davis will present business and operations updates. And if possible, I heard Trustee LaChapa mention something about enrollment. Any report?
No, there's no.
No.
Yeah, we don't have an enrollment report on that, but just enrollment as far as projections for this coming year.
Yeah, transitional kindergarten. How we doing?
Transitional kindergarten.
I'm unmuted, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Yes,
Those,
I'm
the transitional kindergarten, those numbers are coming in really strong. We have 3 school sites with 24 classes, and then the other 2 sites with 1. They're filling up. I just heard from Jared at ESS, and this is the highest amount of like the TKers that they've ever had. Generally, they only have like 3 or 4 students over the summer ESS. And I think he told me they have 25.
Oh, nice.
So that's that bubble or that pocket. It's going to help our district with any type of declining enrollment that we're experiencing with the outgoing, 8th graders or any kind of movement and stuff. So at this point in time, it looks like the projections that we had initially hung our hat on are holding firm. I think we'll really see where the rubber hits the road probably in late July, which is there,
Yeah.
or August when schools open back up and parents come in to either enroll or disenroll, and then we'll see like the first couple weeks. And we're talking about strategies at the school sites the first couple of weeks or even month of if students aren't showing up that had been registered the prior year, is to have the secretaries like definitely be proactive in reaching out to see, did that family move, did the student go to a different school, or because there could be some delay if they did move and didn't notify us of the other school district getting the CUME file, the request for the CUME file here. So kind of want to be up on that and see where we're at within the first 4 weeks of school. So, but yeah, TK is great. So that's as far as enrollment, which kind of, I just spoke to Jared. I talked with him yesterday. The numbers are really strong in ESS. I was really happy. They have a lot going on. And then some good news too. So I'm hoping to see that this is the transition now moving into 22-23. So I spoke with Christy, who's our new child nutrition director. Spoke with her this week, and they had a lot of interviews for site staff, CN workers. All the positions have been fully filled. So she's officially starting the school year, unless anything happens, with all positions filled.
Oh, that's
in the
really
CN
nice.
program. So that hasn't happened for a while.
Right.
And I was just asking her because I was curious, you know, what are you seeing? And she said, it just looks like there's a lot of interest in the stay-at-home moms and that getting back into the workforce, and probably with the inflationary, you know, stresses and stuff going into next year. If you have been able to stay home, your child's here at school, you're not having to deal with any kind of childcare and stuff. You know, if I can earn a few extra dollars to help with the household expenses, it's probably that mindset. Maybe they'll be curious to see as the school year rolls out what that's going to look like, and if we can start getting the employment, the human capital piece back in and rolling again. Todd in maintenance and operations and transportation facilities, super busy. Have started the Climatech project. All of the lighting's done. Started on 2 of the campuses, looking at a 3rd in the next few weeks, I think, of doing the roofing and the HVAC. So getting that rolling, and so that project's on its way. We won't see the solar panels till probably the end of next school year or next summer before the panels will be starting to be installed. Transportation's a big one. That's been a big topic of conversation, and so it was part of the budget act. So I've been reading through that, deciphering what it means for us. There's also grants out there for busing. And so Todd and I are having like pretty deep conversations about being proactive in our district and looking to the future, and not having it be right on us and then doing a knee jerk. Like, let's try to plan because it's coming. There's going to be some version of it, but this whole transportation piece and transportation for all, it's coming. It's just the writing's on the wall. So in business, we are closing the books, finishing up that, and getting all the budgets for this next year going. And I could happily say we're finally fully staffed, and hopefully the dust has settled in business with the movement. One person moved and it created a movement. So literally our department, we were just talking, our department, between staff who's been there for a long time, who have now moved into a new position, or brand new people, everybody, including me, has been there less than a year. More than likely it's 6 months to 3 months. So there's a lot of training, a lot of, told staff to give yourself some grace. Because you're training the new person and you're also being trained for your new position. So it's a lot. So, but good stuff. Everybody's excited and happy and looking forward to this next school year.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Natalie Winsper, Ed Services.
Okay, so as you probably all know, we are currently running 2 summer programs, our Summer Academy for our At Promise students and our extended school year for our students with special needs. ESY is at Lemoncrest, Summer Academy is at Lindo Park. I believe that Kelly is going to be sending you an email inviting you, if you're interested, to attend the data summit that the Summer Academy is going to have again at the end of this summer. My understanding is, unfortunately, I won't be there. I will be on vacation. I'm really bummed because I understand it's a wonderful event where they really look at the data in terms of what effect the interventions that they've put in place over the summer with their students, what effect those interventions have had. So look out for that email if you're interested in attending. If you wanted to just drop in and visit either program, you are welcome to do so. Sarah Grosskreitz is the administrator for the extended school year at Lemoncrest. Kelly Gilbert is the administrator for Summer Academy. I think they would both maybe just appreciate a heads up that you guys are coming, but it's not required if you wanted to drop in. And then our new director of special education, Danielle Clark, is going to be joining us next week. She had to kind of finish up her job in her previous district. So I'm really excited to connect with her next week and get her going so that she can hit the ground running when school starts in August. And then I just returned today, actually, from an awesome conference in Anaheim. The Orange County Office of Ed in collaboration with the San Diego County Office of Ed, puts on an MTSS conference every year. We didn't have it during COVID, so we were back to having like a real in-person conference, which was really wonderful. Amazing speakers. We brought a team. Both of our middle school vice principals were there. 3 of our 4 TOSAs were there. Both of my coordinators were there. I was there. And it was just 3 days of intensive learning and hearing what awesome things other districts are doing. That, of course, we're excited to borrow or steal. So we're going to get together when school starts back up, because there were so many ideas. I know I felt overwhelmed because we have to pace ourselves. We can't just start implementing all the things we hear about right out the gate. So we're going to be meeting in the fall, and everyone's going to bring their best ideas from what they learned during the conference. And we're going to make a 3-year plan for what are the things that we learned about that we feel we really would be the next best things to add to our MTSS model here in Lakeside, and how are we going to do that? And then, of course, how are we going to link that up to our LCAP? So I'm excited.
Yep.
Brian and Ted also mentioned, I was like, oh, I forgot Brian.
Okay.
Tech has been very busy.
Good. Well, thank you, Ted. They're always busy. They're helping us with our board meetings and everything else behind the scenes. Okay. Any questions for Dr. Winspear? Okay. Dr. Rhonda Taylor.
Hello. Share my screen real quick. So I did get a chance to go over and visit summer school, and I just wanted to bring in some pictures that I took of, yeah, there's me again. Thank you. I did get a chance to go and visit summer school, so I wanted to share with you some pictures that I took of just what the kids are doing there. Was really excited because, let's do it. They have worked it out where they are able to have really small groups. Now, while this is one teacher working with one student, please know that there are several other students and other groups in the same classroom. But the way they have their groupings going, it's really allowed them to have intense focus on individual students. And so I think that that's what's needed to get these at-promise kids where they need to be. Kelly Gilbert did go ahead and purchase Lego curriculum, which we've been looking at for a while. And so the kids, these are kids, they're just exploring. These are the younger ones that are doing some exploration within guidelines with the Lego pieces. There's a lot that goes into it so that you can see that they're happy. There was nobody there that was, acting out, or they were all very engaged in what they're doing. Another good thing that the summer school program is that they shift their activity every 20 minutes. So the kids are constantly moving and engaged in whatever they're doing. And so that's just a really good model. Mr. Dungan and Mr. Hartwig were sorting out the pieces and putting together the kits because it comes all together in one big box. So they were working hard on that and getting things out to the kids. This is the Spike that comes, it's the program that comes with it. So it offers the instruction that goes with it. There's also an app that you can download on the iPad or on your phone for this too. And so this is a little clip. If we could hear it, and I don't know. So it's not just do your thing. There is a lesson that goes with it. So Mr. Dungan is talking right now, telling the kids that what they're going to do is build a snowmobile, and that they're exploring, it's around an Arctic theme. And so they're exploring the building of the snowmobile, and the whole thing is collaboration. And in the summer program, the kids, the houses, they're all in different houses, and they get points for how well they cooperate together and how well they collaborate on these projects. So they were getting some little tags for their cooperation efforts. And the kids were just really engaged in it. There's a coding piece that comes into this. So you can see the mechanics in there. The snowmobile will actually go somewhere, and the kids will learn how to code it and do it. So the whole thing was based around the Arctic and how that environment and how they go through that. So it was just really cool, and the kids were real invested in it. And yeah, I just wanted to share that piece with you. I was able to go on a vacation, so I was really happy to go hiking in Oregon for a week. So we were there and spent a couple days in San Francisco on the way home. So got a little break. So I'm ready to roll. We've been working hard. The team is amazing and just working really hard. We are ready for our PD day. We have all of the dates hammered out for next year to give to the teachers. Everything is in place. There's no second guessing. So we're ready to roll. So just waiting for the people to come back.
Could you give us the dates when the PD, I'm sure you were going to planning on doing that anyhow, so that if we're in town or we're around, we could maybe drop in.
It's August 18th. It's
Obviously,
our, the welcome back day where we do the awards and the breakout sessions, and we're gonna have a keynote speaker this year.
and at which.
Ellen.
Elements.
I'll send it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a board meeting before then.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I'll remind you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any questions, comments for anyone before I call the meeting? Okay, I will adjourn the meeting at 4:51.
Our record?
It might be.
Might be.
It might be.
All we have to do is have 2 less board members and no audio.